Now, whilst the majority of us were lounging around this summer, a crack team from were doing it for Britain. And apparently, they were also cutting the grass. And they weren't hanging about.
A beautiful beach on a great British summer's day. Along with the fish and chips and the factor 40, I can smell record-breaking in the air. Well, we're here at Pendine Sands, which is where my grandfather broke his first records in 1924. He did 145 miles an hour. I was here back in the year 2000 with my electric Bluebird, and we did a speed of about 145 miles an hour with a record of 139. So coming back here is always very special. The romance, the history, and it's just a special place in Campbell folklore. And history on my shoulders. A grandfather who in 1924 was the fastest man on land, and of course my uncle who died breaking his own water speed record. How, you ask, can I live up to the challenge? And why has the press gathered to watch a bit of lawn maintenance? We'll be cutting the grass very slowly, about 3 or 4 miles an hour. It's not intended to cut grass quickly, it's just to show that we can cut grass and then take the blades off and go for the record later on this afternoon. You have guessed it. I'm attempting to set a land speed record in a ride-on lawnmower. And for the record to be official, I must show that it can actually cut the grass. And that sense of history isn't lost on some.
I'm going on eBay tonight. I said I'll go on eBay tonight.
Now, to get up to speed, I've got a small but perfectly formed Oxford-based team.
Oh, exhilarating. To cut grass in front of everybody, but I was worried because the grass here was longer than what we'd actually tried it on.
Sounds like a Harley. Maybe I need to get some leathers and tassels.
So to the famous sands of South Wales a few hours before the boys prep the motor, I check the beach. Well, the only reason we come to Pendine is that in the UK there is nowhere long enough with a nice long, straight and compact surface. The trouble with Pendine is that it's a beach and you get your playing field as the tide goes out. And something, it seems, has decided to scupper all of our efforts. So this chap is going to cause us immense problems. Huge jellyfish settled on the beach, the tide comes around it and digs out a hole around it about the size of a dinner plate. And the one thing you do is hit that at speed. Members of my family are all too aware of the dangers of being the fastest. My record-breaking cousin, Gina Campbell, knows just how hard it is to resist the challenge.
You know what happens if someone says to you, would you like, or I would like you, or this would be something great, you know, to follow in the family tradition. And you can't somehow say no. And it's a Campbell thing, I'm afraid. I pulled him off for right, saying, my God, Donald, you know, this is crazy. You could kill yourself. You know, this is fast. But you know, if I was in his shoes, I'd have done the same thing.
Now, if you're thinking I'm the only one daft enough, as fast as possible on a lawnmower, well, think again.
Okay, well, I'm Bob Cleveland from Locust Grove, Georgia, which is in the south, as you can tell. I set the land speed record at the Bonneville Salt Flats at 80.792. Well, it's just not the record breaking. You know, it's doing something different. You know, the record breaking is great. I've been racing lawnmowers for many years, so the record, you know, it was a thing I needed to do. And because of that, here I am in England. So it doesn't get much better than that.
I know that when we were at the Salt Flats, I had more than just butterflies. It was real nerve-wracking. You just don't get on these lawnmowers and take off. It's accustomed to riding them. They're fast. They're real fast.
So what I need now is a bit of good old-fashioned Campbell charm.
Yeah, is that a good luck charm he's holding?
It's St. Christopher medal that was in his grandfather's car. Mum gave his grandfather.
Wonderful.
So it's gone in every car that he's used.
Oh yes, we Campbells are a superstitious bunch.
This is little Mr. Woppet. And when Bluebird sank at Coniston, Mr. Woppet floated to the surface immediately. And look, it took them 30 years, more than 30 years, to find my dad. But this little fella, he came up. Now, I thought he was really lucky. And then in 1984, a massive accident, similar to my dad's. And he was in the boat with me on that day. Since then, I have retired him from record breaking.
My place in lawnmower history gets underway. Remember, if I hit one of those jellyfish at high, it's not just a jellyfish that'll get the chop. So as you can see, I've got a specially built roll cage for my trial run, and boy was it bumpy.
They're probably going to make the first run with the cage just to be on the safe side. And then if he feels comfortable with the handling of, then they'll probably pull it off just to get that weight off of there.
In the end, no jellyfish were harmed in this or any subsequent record attempt. Phew. I've just done my first run, but it really was just a practice run. We've done about 80 miles an hour, which for a first practice run is very encouraging, so we're now going to go again. So it's green for go, and this time no roll cage. This will be the first of 2 timed runs over a measured mile, and all before the tide comes. The first notches up 87.9, a healthy 7 miles an hour faster than the old record. Watch and weep, American Bob. Big difference without the roll cage then.
Well done.
Have we got to get back yet?
Been a good speed coming this way. Don't want the belts to go on the way back, so they're just going to replace them.
Oh, come on.
But with the sand drying out and the tide coming in, the pressure's on.
The surface is slowing you down as well, definitely. You can slowing you down, and then you find a hard bit and it goes again, really sapping the energy out of the car.
So it's foot to the floor for the return run. Nearly a century of Campbell history culminating on a lawnmower. I think my grandfather would be slightly shocked that one of his descendants is doing a lawnmower record attempt. On the other hand, my uncle, Donald Campbell, I think would have embraced the whole effort as well as a fun project, serious speed attached to it, and he would have just taken it as face value, a bit of fun.
The second run was 84.165.
Yay!
86.069.
Was that necessary?
Yeah. I'm a big softie at heart, yeah. No, I am very emotional. We've done so much hard work.
You've done a huge amount of work.
You know, I've been whinging and moaning about things today. Yeah, so he'll vote for it. But at the end of the day, it's been worth it all.
And there was more. My next runs pushed the average up to 87.833 miles an hour.
Congratulations.
Cheers, man. Well done.
I'm going to have to go home and do a little more homework, and you know, we can't let the English, the British, keep it for too long, so it's another excuse to go back to the Bonneville salt flat.
Well, that's it. We've broken a new record. This is now the fastest lawnmower in the world, and the feeling is just of a great relief, really. The exhilaration of driving it and now knowing that it's the world's fastest lawnmower is just fantastic. Can't beat it. So off to the pub to celebrate.